Hi guys, this is Lachette from Scarlet Moon Creations, and this is my week 2 of One Book July update. So let us get into it. Let's start with the monthly setup. So this is my current weekly, and it is awesome looking, isn't it? Oops, sorry for the shaky camera. I didn't fill in as much here because, okay, well, here's what happened. Last week, I had plans to post on social media stuff, like tentative plans, and it didn't work out because the place where I have my pictures stored, it locked me out, and I was having all kinds of technical difficulties getting in, and so, yeah, that's what happened there. And so you should be able to see that better now. So yeah, just otherwise, I got all of my videos filmed, and by this point they're all posted. And yeah, the last one was posted earlier today. I did not do my blog post, but it will be going up later this week with the YouTube video, so I'll work on that this week. Um, and I got most of my plans, projects for the week done, with some except, well, okay, re-looking at it, I got half of them done. The X's mean they're finished. The little arrows to the right means I'm migrating them to the next week, basically. And the full moon lunar eclipse in Capricorn will be happening tomorrow, so yeah. But this is pretty much how I use my weeklies. I drew this weekly. I'm probably just gonna post all of the social media stuff this week and put those in. I don't have a lot going on as far as events go, so with the exception of this weekend, so my focus will be on getting stuff done, projects wise, and for the most part I just migrated stuff over. The T for time is a video that will be coming out, or actually it's a journal page, and I will be using it to make my video. So that is part of the Plant Ally project, so that did get migrated. Call the Accountant got migrated, and books for sale got migrated. And yeah, so that's what's in here. And if there's any confusion, this is all like business related. I needed to have a weekly spread and a monthly layout so I can look at the stuff I'm doing for social media promoting my business. So videos, blog posts, holidays that are related to my business, Scarlet Moon Creations, and any promotions, sales, and anything else that has to do with any campaigns that have to do with Scarlet Moon Creations. But a big part of this was planning out my social media and having it in front of my eyes. So that's this week. Now back in my daily and monthly setup insert here. I wanted to show this because I added, honestly, just two things here. Aussie Fest, which I had thought was last weekend, and I never got around to writing it in. Well, it's this weekend. Also, we decided, my coven and I, when our ritual for the full moon will be happening. So that is there. And I added a couple of projects, and I'll explain why in a bit. But yeah, more things crossed off, so I'm feeling pretty good. But really what I added was buy new phone, add the space, so I put that up here. The Reading Rush, which is a readathon, and Mythathon, which is another readathon, and then update Etsy and payoff Chase. So yeah. Just planning for the readathons, which will happen this week. They haven't happened yet, or I should say I will make pages for them, collection pages for the readathons this week. But yeah, so skipping everything else, I have not been using this I manifest page. I don't know how to improve on that. Everything else in the monthly setup will be there. And I forgot I had that. So, on to the daily pages. So this is basically where we left off. This was my update collection for the last video I did. Here we are. I read some more of the Tarot Elements book and made notes on that. I believe this is still in the fire section. So yeah. Then Wednesday the 10th was my brother's birthday. I did not get a lot done other than renewing my bullet journal method book. I did partially film this video, the elemental reading, but I didn't get it done. I don't remember. Something happened this day and just threw everything off. But a big thing I found out, and that's why Etsy update is now on my to be done list, is not that I found out, but I got clarification on. Finally, I looked into all the emails Etsy was sending me. They're moving to a free shipping model where and they promote those businesses on their site more than those who don't offer free shipping. So they're giving those businesses a priority. And I just made a note here. I need to do this and to play with my pricing, though I don't think it'll be too much work because how I have it set up on my worksheets, my Excel sheets, I can easily include shipping pricing. It's already there. So I just need to check exactly how Etsy's doing this and do some moving things around, update my Etsy shop to take advantage of this. Oh, we wound up going to the beach that afternoon. I think that was part of the issue. So that was a little bit of daily magic. And the 11th, I don't know, I didn't cross things over. This wasn't a week where, like, there was a couple of days where I just kind of fell off. But I did do my quarterly review. It's literally right here. Yeah, so this quarterly review is basically 3 questions. It's from your best year 2018. So what special occasions or events will you honor in the next 3 months? What personal goals do you need to complete or make progress on in the next 3 months to stay on track with your annual objectives? And what professional goals do you need to complete or make progress on in the next 3 months to stay on track with your annual objectives? And I answered each question. I forgot I had left a page set aside for this, or 2 pages actually. So I just did it here in my dailies. Whatever, it happened, it's done. That's the important part. Yeah. So then I didn't do a couple of days. I didn't do dailies on those days. So it's Saturday the 13th. I filmed my depth year video and I finished and edited and uploaded both that and the June Elemental video, and took some pictures for Instagram of my journal pages and that kind of thing. So yeah, I basically spent the day filming, editing films, and then uploading those films, and then, adding all the bits and pieces that make things worth it, worth looking at on YouTube once they were uploaded. Then Sunday, planning out my quarter three continued, planning out this week, list books for sale, which I didn't do, and making a salad, which I've been trying to do for a week. Finally got done. I've been watching a bunch of videos to help me. So as far as the bullet journal method goes, I didn't read any more of the book. I was trying to implement the stuff that I had talked about reading from the last time. So working on my projects and goals, which was doing my quarter two review and the quarter three setup, and then remembering to create sub goal pages for each project, and attempting to try out sprints or work out how I want to do sprints, brainstorming things, and seeing how maybe I can block out time. That was my goal for implementing this last week, in week 2 of July. So I've been watching some videos because I couldn't imagine in my head how I wanted to do certain things. I really liked Sunshine and Stationery, who I've been following for a while on Instagram, but seeing her process on YouTube is very helpful. She's a lot less colorful than me, which is fine. I just need a lot of color in my life. That makes it interesting, and it helps me separate stuff out on the page instead of it all being just black and white or black and cream. So yeah, anyway, her planning style for projects and quarterly planning, it reminded me of the Passion Planner and the Creativity Planner, both of which I've used before. I like the whole mind map thing. That's extremely helpful, and I forgot how helpful it is. I actually have done that in previous bullet journals, but just not this year for some reason. So it helps me visualize stuff, and then I can make lists from there. I also like Matt Ragland's videos. They help with the time tracking and that kind of thing. So those are videos I watched. 2 people I watched over the course of this week. And here we are with today. I've already started the process to renew my health insurance. And yeah, so that's most of my flip through. I'm gonna skip ahead to the projects pages, or actually not really. Here we go. So my One Book July page, and so here's my mind map for quarter 3, and I go from the solstice to the equinox. So that was June 21st to September 23rd. Yeah, I know, I'm already 1/3 of the way into that, but it is what it is, right? I broke down the things I want to accomplish in this quarter for each of my 5 categories. So mental, relational, physical, spiritual, financial, and just, this was the brainstorming part, right? Then I made the list. Sunshine and Stationery, she uses a Projo, and I'll link her channel down in the description. But one page I liked was the I forget what it's called, but it's a projects kind of setup timeline thing, and you put your what projects you'll be working on and the why, which I think it's important for me to have in front of me why I'm doing these things. And then the first steps, it continues on, but I just needed like the first steps here. So I tried to do like 2 projects for each area, or maybe less depending, more. And this was extremely helpful, and that's the continuation of that. And then sub goal page, as writer Kara calls it, but I call it projects page. So update Etsy. It's a new thing. It's I described what and why. I looked into more details about the whole free shipping thing. And I had already started deactivating all spring items. And here's some stuff that I need to do, I think, to optimize my Etsy shop and start getting more sales. So this is from watching BookTube, which is a guilty pleasure of mine, or not a guilty pleasure. It is a pleasure that I enjoy, and I read a lot of series, and I have a bunch that I'm not finished with, and I wanted to know why, so I just wrote them all out. This is like 26, 27 series here. And then books for sale, like that'll probably go here, even though it'll take several pages. So yeah, like I was going a little bit crazy, honestly, for the first 6 months of this year, because I was trying too hard to remember too much. I hadn't broken things down enough and put it on paper so I can refer back to it. This is why I like One Book July, because for me, ultimately, foundationally, it's like go back to what works for you. Go remembering and focusing in on my planner, journal, whatever, and get the stuff done that you've been wanting to get done. Remember why you're doing things. Remember the stuff that helped you before. I don't know why I stopped making these what I call project pages, to help me break down the tasks for each individual project that will lead to the goals. So each one of these things for Update Etsy is like a sprint, and I will get most of this done this week. I've already, like this little doodle here, I decided I wanted to have the free shipping for all summer items, because right now I update the items in my shop quarterly. And so I was like, well, first of all, I don't have to update the shipping on everything, only the products that are currently available. So that's a whole lot less of a burden or of work to do. And I decided I wanted to do it all by August 1st. I have 46 items currently available. If I do 2 to 3 a day, then I'll have them all done in the 17 days, August 1st. It'll all be done. I can make them go live. I decided to make an announcement. I saw someone else do it, and I was like, you know what, that's a good idea. Prices will be changing. Here's why. If you want to take advantage of the pricing the way they are now, then do so. You have to August 1st. And actually, I did that this morning too. Though I want to do it a couple more times. So yeah, instead of having this all in my head and just like feeling like I'm forgetting stuff and running around like a chicken with its head cut off, this was extremely helpful, and I plan to do a bunch more pages for all of these things and the next steps. So yeah, Lastly, and let me just double check that statement. Yeah, I'll flip through my junk journal here. So, last month, last week, I talked about how I barely did any pages in here, and how I was driving myself a little nuts with trying to figure out what to put, and how I had watched a video just that day or the day before by Catherine Reeds, who does a bullet journal. What is it called? Booktube videos, but also journal videos. It's basically a junk journal. So, in honor of Catherine, I made this page, and like ultimately it's just like she inspired me. She's in New York too. She's living in Manhattan, I think. So I've got this map here. She's a fan of K-pop. I don't really have a lot of K-pop merch. That's not music itself. I don't need all of that stuff. I was never that person. But I have these stickers, and I have they had a pop-up shop when BTS had a concert, and they had like stuff they were selling, a menu basically. So I cut out some stuff that she calls herself a moon child. I put that there, and the bit of ephemeris. So this is stuff we have in common, and like the way she journals is kind of like this. It's a lot. It's over the top. She calls herself, instead of a minimalist, a maximalist. So here's a bit of random ruffle and lace, and just her name there. And I just cut out a piece of paper from an envelope and wrote on it like, we have this in common. She's kind of really, I do what I want in my journal. I don't care what we call it. And that was really the reminder I needed. So I just journaled about that on this little tip-in thing that I put. So yeah, more moons from this moon paper I was using on my dailies. So, other than that, I've got this page here. Health-wise, I knew that this third quarter would be a focus because that's when my gynecologist appointment is, and I know once I went to that, which was last week, which was the first week, that things would start moving, and I just had a lot of emotions, and I made this 2-page spread and put this in here when writing wasn't enough. There was a song that really fit for it as well. So yeah, that's that page. This is another page. This is actually about driving, believe it or not. This whole junk journal was one that was given to me, and I didn't really like this page. I know why she included it. It fits the color scheme, and it is pretty, but it's not me, and I thought it was too specific, I guess. So I talk about that, expectations versus reality, and that was really related to driving, which is something I've been doing a lot more often lately since I have to bring my dad to doctor's appointments. On the other side, I did journaling for one of the songs I have for the month. As far as my spirituality, I have in previous bullet journal setup videos, plan with me's. I have a fairy of the month, song of the month, a plant ally, and essential oil, and the colors. So I talked about the song of the month and how it made me feel here. And here I talked about one of the colors of the month. You can't really see it very well on camera, but it's for me. And that's what matters. Or actually, no, this is the fairy. This is the fairy of the month, not the song of the month. My bad, y'all. And I just really wanted to include these leaves, so I did. I put this sort of tip in to write more, and this the other side was the note from Joe, who made this junk journal for me. And I believe that's it. Yes. So that is coming along quite nicely and easily. So that means I'm doing my miracle morning routine. And that's another like goal thing. Doing my morning meditations and that kind of thing. More of my evening routine as well. And I've been making phone calls. Like yesterday and today were for renewing my health insurance. I will call the accountant this morning, I promise. So yeah, that is week two's update. I thought it was gonna be quicker, but it wasn't, and that's okay. But thank you guys so much for watching. How are you guys doing with One Book July? I think this week I'm focusing on time blocking and the sprints. Probably gonna do some research on the time blocking to figure out how I want to set that up and go from there. But yeah, how are you guys doing? And let me know in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.